brand like Chrysler can't be around for 100 years without bringing out some really cool products.
A car so revolutionary in its mechanical betterments that it was destined to be a sensation.
It all started with the 1924 Chrysler, the first vehicle that Mr. Chrysler really wanted to put his own name on. It was sleek, it had a better design than most vehicles out there, it was lower. Really the important parts were the high compression engine, which was more performance than most vehicles had out there, plus the four-wheel hydraulic brakes, which were standard equipment. This is something that Mr. Chrysler always wanted, a safe vehicle and value for the customer. So then in the 1930s, we brought out the Airflow. And it's really, they advertised it as the first modern vehicle, and it truly was. This is the first vehicle to use a wind tunnel in its design. It had a tubular steel frame, meaning it was very rigid and very safe.
Here it comes on its death drop, leaping clear of the ledge and landing with crushing impact in the rocky shale beneath.
They changed the architecture of the vehicle to move the axles front and rear for a better ride. The 1940s, of course, we were very busy with the arsenal of democracy and providing things for our troops and for our government all over the world. But after the war, they brought out the Town and Country. And this wood body vehicle, it really kind of was Americana, really. It was a vehicle, you know, your Hollywood people were on, and it really set the standard in design and really built Chrysler's reputation as a design company and an elegant company. The 1950s, of course, so much went on, from the early concept cars and design styling of Virgil Exner to the Chrysler 300.
And in early 1955, we released our first model, the Chrysler 300, 300 for horsepower.
Chrysler 300 is the first car from the factory that put out over 300 horsepower and was built for performance with upgraded brakes, and even the badging had checkered flags on them. We then brought out the fins.
In DeSoto for 57, you just touch a button and go. Split-second getaway in the most exciting car in the world today.
Anybody in the world will look at a vehicle with fins on it and know that that car came from America. And the Chrysler brand really is the brand that brought those out. So in the 1960s, Chrysler brought out fuselage styling, and it really reflected the times. This is the 1960s where we're going to space, we're going to the moon. And it's really kind of a rocket ship looking car. When you look at it, the whole side of the vehicle, it looks like it could be a rocket ship, and that's really went across all brands, that look.
Chrysler, finer than ever in 1973.
1970s was a difficult decade. We were transferring from larger vehicles to smaller ones because of the changing tastes in the consumer, as well as the oil crisis in 1973. So Chrysler brought out the Cordoba, their first small Chrysler. Shortly after that, things transitioned again to front-wheel drive vehicles.
If you don't agree they're the best Chrysler's ever made, the very best America has to offer at a sensible price, then I'm in the wrong business. Oh, one more thing. If you can find a better car, buy it.
In the 1980s, brought back the convertible, the Town & Country convertible in 1982, and there hadn't been a convertible in the American market since 1976. So again, you know, the brand's leading. And of course, the minivan came out in 1984, a segment that did not exist until this company created it. And now we've been a leader in that segment ever since day one when those vehicles came out. Throughout the 1980s, the design changed, became more modern. They moved to an updated LeBaron at first, but then in the 1990s is when the Town & Country minivan arrived. And then of course, cab forward design came out in 1993. A very modern interpretation of design. The late 1990s saw the PT Cruiser, which was, you know, a retro car, but a fun one. And it still has a loyal following. And when you see a PT Cruiser, you know what it is. And it's just a fun car. And of course, the 300 came back in 2005, you know, an iconic car that it looks dated, you know, really back to the original 300, really paid homage to that original car. And of course, the Pacifica came out in 2016. You know, the most awarded minivan ever, and still leads the market. So drawing upon all these decades, you can see that it's a company and a brand that is going to be at the forefront going forward, is going to be bringing out new technology, is going to be leading different segments, because that's what we've done for the last 100 years.